you're not allowed to be in this area.
Can I get your name and badge number?
You can read it right there, but you're not allowed to be in this area. You have any business here?
I do have business here. Yeah.
What's your business?
I don't have to tell you that.
What's your business?
I don't have to tell you. Hey, whoa.
What's your business?
Just relax, man. It's not that big of a deal.
No, it is a big deal because you're not allowed to be in this area. This is for authorized personnel only.
That's
so
not.
If you'd like to go in the lot.
That's not true. There's no sign saying authorized personnel only. So.
No, well, I'm telling you that.
This is a public parking lot. Yeah, because it's funded by taxpayer.
It's not.
You're wrong.
It's not. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. Listen, buddy, we can go take a walk over here, and you can go stand over there. We can have this conversation.
You could take a walk over there if you'd like. There is no signs deeming this a restricted area.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'm telling you.
You can't just deem an area restricted that's open to the public.
So then maybe you're having a hard time listening. Okay, that's what the issue could be here.
No,
I'm just trying to tell you, bro.
I don't think that's it.
Go take a walk over here.
Yeah.
That's it. You're not allowed to be over here.
Yeah, no, I understand. But what I'm telling you is you can't just make an area restricted. It has to be restricted already. This is not a restricted area here.
No, you're sadly mistaken, pal.
Okay.
You're sadly mistaken.
Okay, why don't we get a supervisor out here?
Why don't we walk over here where you're allowed to be,
we
can have an issue.
Oh, what's the issue? Is that a threat?
No, I'm telling you right now, you're not allowed to be in this area, bro.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm asking for a supervisor.
You're not
I'm
understanding.
asking for a supervisor.
You're not understanding.
Does your policy not
That's
state?
What I'm saying. I think you're having a hard time.
Does your policy state?
Do you have issues or something like?
No,
hearing?
I think
you have issues hearing.
I think you have some anger issues, buddy.
You're not allowed to be in this area, dude.
This guy came over here.
Come over here and walk over here.
There's a complete difference. See, this is the contrast in America of. You got cops like you, and then you got cops like you.
Listen,
cops who want to escalate and cops who want to de-escalate. There's a difference. That's how good cops get hurt, because people like you, when they go in all gun-ho.
Can I have your ID, please, so we know who we're talking to?
No, you're not going to get my ID. I haven't committed a crime, unless I've committed a crime.
You're trespassing, just like Officer Guy said. No. So you see this area. Why do you think the public's not here? Why do you think nobody walks
Because they're choosing not to be here?
No, it's not because they're not.
This is not a restrict. This is not a. It's authorized. I don't need to go look at it. I read it already. Authorized vehicles only. No. Authorized vehicles. I am not in a vehicle, as you can see.
Watch out, your shoes are untied. I don't want you to slip and fall on.
Okay, I'm fine. This is not. I'm not in a vehicle.
Okay. So here's the problem.
Authorized vehicles.
So here's the problem. You're telling me you're not going to tell me your business, right? That's what you're telling me?
I'm telling you right now that I'm a journalist. I'm going to tell you, I'm a journalist working on a story, and that's as much I'm going to say.
But you're
I'm engaging in a constitutionally protected activity.
You're refusing to tell me who you are, correct?
Because I don't have to.
Hold on. Because right now you're a complete stranger. I got a stranger over in my work area, walk around videoing. Yeah. I have no idea what your intentions are, correct? Correct? Yeah. I have no idea. Because you know what's not normal? There's a guy. Where's your credential? If you're a journalist, that's fine. Where's your credentials, sir? You don't need credentials, and I don't need to provide you with anything unless you have reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime. I'm about to commit a crime. Reasonable, articulable. Did you learn that in training or no? Okay. So reasonable. You don't use that over here?
We don't use that phrase.
I mean, every police. Reasonable, articulable suspicion.
I never heard those two words used together.
Wow, that's kind of scary.
No,
that's kind of scary.
I'm just saying.
It's very important to your job because you can't do anything without that, without reasonable, articulable suspicion.
Because now, anything.
No, who said you touched me? I didn't say you touched me.
Now I have a person, and I don't know her intentions in our work area. We're not supposed to be videotaping. You don't see that as being suspicious?
There is nothing preventing me from being here, number one. Number two, I'm engaging in a constitutionally protected activity.
Such as?
Filming. It's a constitutionally protected activity. I'm an independent.
Nobody's told you not to film.
I'm an independent journalist, and I'm gathering content for a story.
Nobody's told you not to film, correct?
I'm not saying that.
Film me, but I'm trying to find out why you're here. You're being evasive. Okay.
I just told you that. I just told you everything I need to tell you.
I'm just trying so we can engage who we're talking to. We can keep ourselves safe, right?
So
I can know who I'm talking to.
I never. You guys are the ones with the weapons, not me. You guys should feel.
What does weapons have to do with anything?
Because you're saying you don't feel safe with a guy with a camera. Listen,
you're being evasive.
I told you what I'm here to do. How am I being evasive? Would be I'm not.
Okay.
Well, listen. Evasive would be I'm not going to answer your questions and then spin off and walk away from you because you have no authority here.
Nobody's trying to listen. Here's the bottom line.
I told you what I'm doing.
Once again, I'm just trying to explain to you. This area, you gotta understand where we're coming from. All right. There's cops that are getting ambushed and shot every single day. Okay. Just like that.
Just like there's people being killed by cops every single day. Yes, it works both ways.
It does. 100%. Not disagreeing with
you. And I understand that.
But I'm just telling you right now, from our standpoint, You're asking why we're approaching you, asking you questions.
No. See, that's where you're mistaken.
Okay.
I fully expect you to do your job and come up to me and ask questions. That's what I expect. That.
Somebody who I am, okay. I work with as a part of what my gig is I make sure that I facilitate the bond between the community and policing. So how about this?
Really?
I can offer you a little bit more help. But once again, we need to know who we're speaking with and what type of credentials you have as far as what type of project you're working on. What does this sign say? Recite
it says
word for word.
Authorized vehicles only. Authorized. There is no. I'm not in a vehicle. I'm on foot.
What else does it say?
Authorized vehicles only. That's what it says.
So let me ask you this.
I'm not in a vehicle.
Let me push a hypothetical, right?
I mean, this is,
so you think at this point you can just walk in all around that station, right? You can walk in, go wherever you want.
No.
Well, why? Hold on. Well, why?
Because you have locks on certain
hold
doors.
On, but why? But is there any sign saying you can't?
Well, if you lock the door.
So hold on, but there's an expectation. Okay, that's what I'm getting. There's an expectation. You're telling me you can't freely walk through that building, right? Because it's a police station, right?
No, because you set up barriers. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
You've had your chance.
I'll let you finish.
Okay, because there's an expectation that's not normal, right? You see anybody else just walking through here because it seems normal to walk through here?
Am I detained?
Right now, yes. Until we figure out for sure what you're doing,
so
yes.
You're telling me that I'm detained?
Yes. Until I can figure out who you are.
Interesting. Okay, this is an unlawful detainment, just so you know.
Okay. Well, until I can figure out what your true intentions are. You're telling me you're a journalist.
So can you tell me what crime? Can you articulate a crime that I've committed?
I don't have to detain you for a crime. This is suspicious right now.
So
this is suspicious activity.
Is suspicious a misdemeanor or a felony?
Not suspicious activity right now. I gotta try to find out what you're doing.
Is suspicious activity, sir, a misdemeanor or a felony?
Well, it all depends on how you want to speak. It all depends on what you're doing, doesn't it?
It's neither.
I don't know what your business
It's neither.
I don't know.
It's
why.
neither.
You're saying that
I'm here conducting my own business. Now I'm not free to leave. I'm being detained against my will, unlawfully, for no crime I've committed.
Until we can prove what you're doing.
I'd like to speak to a supervisor, please.
Absolutely.
And since I'm being detained, I'm gonna.
Absolutely. We'll have a supervisor come talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have just been really easy, man. You could have just told us what
you guys are going above and beyond your authority. You have no authority to detain me. None.
Dude,
Zero.
Listen,
when I have a stranger walk around where I work.
That's not true. Hopefully you'll learn something today.
I don't know you.
It doesn't matter if I'm a stranger or not. It doesn't matter. What does that matter?
Normal activity and
you enforce the law. If I'm not breaking any laws, you have no business with me.
You're refusing to give us any information.
I walked in. He's walking around.
Hey, how are you, sir? Sergeant.
And going through. So I come over. Try to talk to him, try to engage him.
Can you take me off of this unlawful detainment, Sergeant, before I'm being unlawfully detained? So
you're not being detained. We're just
this guy told me I was being detained.
Listen, I told him he's staying here, telling him to figure out what he's doing. He just want to get his name.
So I'm sure, as the sergeant would know, you can't detain me for no reason.
A journalist.
I am a journalist.
Into our work area. He's over by.
This is public. This is public.
You know, things have been up and down. But, so the journalist doesn't want to provide any sort of credentials, doesn't want to.
I don't have to, that's why. I've been very, very decent with you guys, though.
You said you haven't been disrespectful. We're just trying to figure out what you're doing.
No, but what you're doing right now, officer, is that you're violating my rights. I'm a free man, and you're telling me that I'm detained.
When you're conducting suspicious behavior.
That's not a crime, sir. You have to learn the law, Sergeant. Can you please? I would appreciate it if you could please, de-escalate this and.
Okay. My officers are doing the right thing. You're in our parking lot, taking photographs and everything. Not illegal, okay, but certainly something for us to be concerned about, okay?
Which is
There's
okay.
a lot of attacks against police. There's a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on. On everybody's part.
You're here with your phone. This is, it's not fenced in or anything like that. But not necessarily just open to the public. Okay.
Well, unless it's restricted.
This is our private lot.
I'll let you finish.
Right? There are signs mostly for vehicular traffic, but it does say unauthorized people not allowed to come in.
Vehicles. I read this.
I said that. It's mostly for vehicles. Yeah. Okay. But again, this is why you were stopped.
Yeah.
Is because it's not necessarily illegal what you're doing, but certainly a little suspicious.
I have no problem with them coming up and making contact with me, voluntary contact. But when it comes to the point of an unlawful detainment, Now you're holding up my freedom of movement.
Okay, well, we're investigating what was going on. Okay.
Yeah, but as a sergeant, you should know that your officer here didn't know what reasonable articulable suspicion was. So he said he's never heard of it. You guys don't use that here. Is that true?
No. What I said was I never heard the way you described it. First of all,
reasonable articulable suspicion. You said you didn't know what that was.
No. As far as how we conduct business, we don't conduct business.
Well, I'm gonna teach you something. In order to detain somebody, you need reasonable articulable suspicion. That's not speaking the way I do.
Like you just said, everybody's different, right?
So when you detain somebody, what's your burden of proof? What do you have? What do you do? You just go to random. You just go to random people and say you're detained.
Enough. We don't need to sit here and argue. Okay, you guys are all set.
All right.
You guys can go.